Hello everyone, welcome to a new series on my channel, Jupiter in all the houses of the horoscope. On this video I'm focusing on Jupiter in the first house of your chart, Jupiter rising at birth. If you are Western based, this video is also good for you. Make sure you have equal house or sign for a house system. If you are new to my channel, sub below. Let's begin. In the Vedic system, there is a deep understanding of Jupiter's placement by house. It is said that Jupiter is like a lamp, and therefore where Jupiter sits in your chart, just like a lamp, is not always lit up the most brightly, but the lamp shines on the distant places which it aspects. So Jupiter is really, in your case, lighting up your fifth house of children, education, past good karma, relationships, and higher education, father, guru, and foreign lands. So these are the areas in which Jupiter will give the greatest good fortune in your life. So what does Jupiter signify in our chart? Jupiter signifies the higher learning, the higher knowledge, the great spiritual wisdom that makes us understand this material world and how to get out of it. So he is the greatest benefactor of every living entity, the purest and most helpful guide. Jupiter is significator of wealth, profit, guru, education, children, and husband in female chart. Jupiter binds us to society and to larger groups and gives us a sense of purpose. Most of all, Jupiter's placement gives us a deep sense of inner security. So Jupiter rising in your chart of birth is a most powerful position indeed. Jupiter is Digbala in the first house. He has his greatest directional strength as he influences the fifth and ninth house, both of which he is Karaka for. So Jupiter actually influences, I would say, the whole of your chart here, because the first house shows your direction in life. It is you, it is your body, it is your feeling of self and ego. So Jupiter here indicates that you are actually a Jupiterian personality. You have the qualities of Jupiter in your whole attitude to life. You are an optimist. You are always looking forward. You are always itching for the next opportunity, the next move which you have to make. You are eternally hopeful, eternally friendly and kind to everybody, and most definitely you attract people to you. So how is this power of attraction happening? It's happening because of Jupiter's aspect on the seventh house. But the seventh house, which is the general marketplace of life, people, everybody else in your world, is looking at you and being pulled towards this magnetic Jupiter factor in your first house. You have charisma. You have an enormous magnetic pull that other people feel, and they look to you for guidance. They look to you for help and inspiration. So many of you do become teachers, even preachers, but you definitely become guides and helpmates to other people for sure. Now, Jupiter in your first house may have affliction of many other planets, but it doesn't really alter the auspiciousness of this position. In the end, Jupiter will overcome all opposition for you. Jupiter is here very much sort of like a guardian angel figure. No matter what scrapes you tend to get yourself into, and by the way, Jupiter rising does have a tendency to overexpand yourself sometimes, to push ahead, to be too daring, to be too carefree, not looking for what the obstacles may be, just ever hopeful it's all going to work out fine. So when you overextend yourself, as you will do very often with this first house Jupiter, Jupiter will also protect you. So this doesn't mean that you can be foolhardy, by the way, but very often Jupiter is there last minute to pull you out of a very, very sticky situation indeed. Now let's explore Jupiter's aspects to the other key areas of your chart. Jupiter's fifth aspect is on the fifth house itself. Very auspicious indeed, because this house contains all of your past good deeds. Jupiter's aspect is expanding them and bringing them forth exactly when you need them to protect you, as I say. Check the Lord of the 5th house to see more details about if you will have children. But if you do, Jupiter will most definitely protect those children and give you good fortune through your children. They will be successful. They will be healthy. They will do well, mostly with this auspicious aspect, definitely. Your creativity is expanded by this. You are very able to find innovative and inspirational factors that can actually gain you wealth. So if other indications are there of artistic factors, Jupiter will expand this to the highest level. Finally, education. You do very well in any educational setting. You love to learn. You are the best learner and you are inspired always by your teachers. Jupiter's 7th aspect on the 7th house of partner and business situations is actually generally favorable, but there is a little bit of a downside. Let's look at that first. You often have itchy feet. You see, Jupiter makes you restless, always looking for the next opportunity. So you attract so many people to you, as I've just explained, but you yourself are restless around others. You are always looking for the next opportunity, the next horizon. Sometimes you become bored easily even with other people. So very often, until you settle down, you're very much changeable in your associations. You are also a very good partner in business, however, because you become that optimistic, forward-looking, outward-looking part of any business enterprise that makes it absolutely successful. You will also be more than likely attracted to spouses who are from foreign cultures and indeed often live abroad when you meet them. Finally, Jupiter's powerful 9th aspect on the 9th house of your chart is most fortunate for you. Jupiter is here Karaka for father, guru, foreign land, travel, and indeed all higher education and religious factors too. So Jupiter here is most definitely then going to expand these Karaka factors for you. You will gain enormously from foreign travel, foreign land, foreign cultures. Many of you will be simply globetrotters, always on the move, always enjoying foreign land travel. It's an intrinsic part of who you are. Some of you may even live abroad at various times in your life. Jupiter will help your relationship with your father. For many of you, he is a true guide, a real help and inspiration to you. He may even benefit you financially, many of you too. If there is affliction from this 9th house lord, then there might be lack of that smooth father relationship, but generally that is seen. You have a very respectful relationship, as I say, with your teachers also. But what this means is that you become, at the last resort, an excellent teacher. You are one of the best educators because you know how to have fun as well. I maybe haven't emphasized this enough, but Jupiter 1st house enjoys very good sense of humor very often. 9th house is also the house of publication and dissemination of higher knowledge. So for many of you, these areas such as media, journalism are extremely lucrative and successful for you. You're an excellent communicator and excellent writer. Jupiter is, of course, Guru, and aspecting the house of Guru, a complete destiny is here for many of you to find a guru, a teacher, a leader to whom you can dedicate yourself completely in this lifetime from heart and soul, who will be for you a complete inspiration. Now, it doesn't even have to be religious, although it may be for many of you. It can be a philosophical system, even an academic system. But this teacher gives you extreme sense of security and safety, as well as indeed inspiration. Finally, everyone, to understand more about Jupiter in the 1st house, don't forget to check the sign position of Jupiter video up on your screen right now. If you are new to my channel, sub below. Coming up will be more videos on Vedic and indeed all astrology. Goodbye for now, and God bless you all.